All right, here we go. We're recording. What do you think?
I like it.
Ready to go? You ready? So today, we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to switch your head with the face of a tiger.
Oh.
Do you want a tiger head?
And a tiger body?
Just a head. Your body with a tiger face.
Please, for a tiger body.
No, right now? Look, so you get to choose. Do you want a mean tiger or a cute baby tiger?
A mean tiger.
Mean tiger? So, let's do it. What we're going to do is we're just going to, this is just like something I found online, so it's not really super high resolution. And I'm going to I'll start with just duplicating this layer. Yep, don't touch the screen, buddy.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to just do a really rough, like, pen tool to basically cut out. Yes, let me go closer. There's much better ways to do this. I've never been that good at like cutting out stuff like hair and like things that are that detailed. I know there's ways to do it, but since this isn't even a very high-res image, I'm just kind of roughly going around this. Honestly, with the feather, I'm going to apply to this to kind of give it a soft edge. Actually, I might do very little feather, and I might use a mask to kind of like soften where the fur is around the face. I'm not sure yet. Per usual, I'm very unprepared. In fact, what I was going to do, Finn, I was going to take a picture of you sitting like on the arm, like straddling the arm of the couch, and I was going to have you riding a tiger. And I thought I got the right picture for it, but then I realized when I did my search, I searched for large images, and I thought it was bigger than it was. I don't know why it showed up under large images under Google image search, but whatever. It was, so maybe next time we'll do that. We'll take a picture of you and actually cut you out and then put you like you're riding on a tiger. What do you think about that idea?
Are tigers nice?
Tigers are extremely vicious.
What do you mean?
They're like super scary, man. To be honest with you, ever since I read The Life of Pi, there's that movie, but I actually read the book. One of the few books I've actually read in my life. No, I'm just kidding. But I read the book, The Life of Pi, and that is a story of a boy from India. You've heard of India, right?
I never.
It's a country. It's a country across the world. Here, I want to see you in the video, so put your head up. If you can't see yourself on the screen, our huge audience can't see you either. So, anyway, so if I recall, the kid's name is Pi. Or maybe I think he named himself Pi because he got religious or something. I don't remember. But anyways, he's on a boat going to Canada or America. I don't know. But, so I just kind of been cutting out around the whiskers. We're going to see how this looks. Like I said, this isn't going to be super precise, but we're just...
Are tigers for real?
Tigers are very real. But in this story, if I remember, his dad like works at a zoo or something, and there's a tiger in a cage, and he almost gets too close, and his dad says, if you get too close, that tiger will kill you in a second.
How can tigers kill you?
They have huge claws, super strong jaws, and sharp teeth. They're actually, I've heard, they're more agile and scarier than lions, is what I've heard. In fact, there's I've read an article because I always wondered, like, wait a minute, if a lion and a tiger got in a fight, which one do you think would win?
I believe the tiger would win because it would kill the lion and make it fall to death as meat.
Do you think so? That's kind of what I thought too. Actually, you know what I thought originally is I thought maybe the lion would win, but apparently the tiger is actually evolved into a much more lean, mean killing machine. It's more agile. Its muscles, its legs are able to like jump and reach farther than a lion. Lions are nothing compared to tigers, in my understanding. But I could be wrong. So I think tigers are pretty sweet. And you know why I wanted you to have a tiger face?
Yeah.
Because you have orange hair like a tiger.
I would like that.
What do you think about your red hair?
I like it.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
How come you like it?
Because that's how I love.
Is how you love?
That's how I like it.
So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to hit the option tool to give me this tool to kind of stretch that. You can always use like certain things like the command tool to access this direct select tool, or the option tool to select that even while you're in the middle of, I actually want to, if you want to do more than one undo, you do option command Z. Otherwise Z back and forth will just toggle between your most recent action and go back and forth. See, I'm just going back and forth because I just keep in command Z. But you hit option Z, you get multiple, you can go back further in your undos. And in your settings, you can choose how much can be in memory, I believe, of how many undos you can do. I always, if I recall, I put it to the max because I've had times where I wanted to back out a bunch and I just ran out of undos and I had to just kind of redo some stuff. So anyways, as you can see, we're cutting out the head here. This is taking a little bit of time. So I'm just going to, as far as the chin, I'm not going to get the whiskers for now. Or at all, really. And that might be a mistake, but we'll see how it looks. So we're going to make selection. Are you starting to notice a theme here? Pin tool, making selection, adding a feather. We'll do 2 pixels. Who knows what this is going to look like. But we're going to go ahead and cut this, take this layer. We're going to drag and go over the tab. That's your face. And just drop it. Oh, it's so much smaller. It's going to look bad. I think it's not going to be so great.
How are you going to take off my face?
Well, it's actually, we're lucky that we get to just replace your face. We might need to, get rid of some of that hair of yours. It looks okay because we're on a computer screen. We're not going to print this. I don't
want my hair.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of your hair. So the whiskers actually look okay. They're a little too soft. Actually, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to undo what I did. So Command Option Z. So now it's back. Actually, I got to select the pin tool again. I'm just hitting the P key to go to pin tool. I'm going to do make selection. I'm just going to do a 1 pixel feather. And then I'm going to hit V for the selection tool. And it actually makes a copy of it. And I could just go and drag this over here again. And I think I'll like the way the whiskers look more with less of a feather on it. And I do. So this layer I'm just going to select by clicking on it, and I have auto select enabled. So whatever layer I click on is selected. This layer is locked. In fact, let's just duplicate that layer. So see that? It selects that layer, selects that layer. You can always tell by looking over here. I click here, it selected it. I click here, it selected that. And it's only doing that because I have auto select enabled. So, is that face too big?
I like it.
I'm thinking that we want to make it a little smaller.
But then we see my hair.
Yeah, you can see your hair, but guess what?
Yeah?
We're gonna fix that. So, I would say that there's things about this that aren't amazing.
I'm gonna take off my hair.
I'll show you. Like, this is all just, this is like amateur hour here as far as the photoshopping and cutting out of this tiger. But so if we do D, if I hit D, it gives me the default colors here for foreground and background. If I hit X, it will bring black to the foreground. I have the the brush tool selected. I've added a layer mask by hitting this. So if I delete the layer mask, you'll see I'm just going to delete without applying anything to it. I got the layer mask by clicking on this icon, the layer mask icon. And now, with black, anything, see, I can actually mask out anything, right? I don't obviously want to do it quite like that. But I was thinking if I wanted to go through, make this really small, I want the softness, the hardness to be 0% because I want it to be soft. I was thinking like, oh, you could kind of just like add kind of more of a hair texture to it. Maybe. If I did that, I'd probably want it to be a smaller brush. Probably not even 100% opacity. Let's try like 85% opacity.
You will be wiping off my tiger face.
No, I'm not wiping off your tiger face. This is like I said, this is pretty amateur hour, but we're just having fun, right, Finn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go through and do all this. I just want to do a section and see if you zoom out, if it looks any better.
It looks not better.
Does it look better?
Nope.
It doesn't? What do you think? It looks worse? But I mean, we start to get a little bit of texture though, as far as hair. So, I mean, I think that's an improvement. That looks more natural from farther away than that, where it's too clean of a line around the chin and around the cheek. But like I said, I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time going around and adding the texture all over. If I did a better job of making this selection in the first place, I wouldn't even have to do this. Well, I might do this still, but it would still look better. But I'd say that would be a pretty decent approach to add texture to the edge of hair. Yeah, I'm going to take off your hair. So, I think that looks better when I do that. I really do. I think that looks better than that. Oh, look what I have to do though. I'm going to take away the space in between the whiskers. So this is what you'd want to do. So now that I have a layer mask applied, I could just quickly, and you can actually do multiple, oops, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do either. Let's do this. And if you actually go to the Paths tab, it should automatically create a work path. So I can actually do multiple selections, I believe, unless they overlap, which these won't be overlapping. So I can don't have to like do everything, turn it into a selection, then cut it out. You know, I could actually go through, make all these selections that are inside here pretty quickly. And then check this out. We're pretty close, Finn, to being done with this part.
What can tigers do to you?
Tigers, honestly, they can eat you.
How?
And like you could, if you get in like a cage with a tiger, you're pretty much a dead man. I'm gonna be honest. Tigers are very powerful and very vicious. Now, if I hit the command, click on here, it's going to take all those that I drew with the pin and turn it into selection. It's actually going to do the same feather that on my most recent selection. And I believe I can click and I can. There's a way to like change the feather after it's selected, but I'm actually going to stick with. Please stop that.
Okay.
That doesn't feel very good.
It's
okay, buddy. And then Option Delete fills in the mask, the layer mask, with black in those spots. Command D, deselect. Look, I would say that looks a lot better around the whiskers.
But take it off my hair.
Okay, let's hide this layer. And it's going to be pretty easy, Finn. I'm actually going to use the clone stamp tool. The sun is right on us, isn't it? We're going to select this layer, make it active. I'm going to hit the close bracket icon, one that's, you know, the same key as the curly bracket, if you're familiar with that. Hit Option to select the area I'm going to mask, that I'm going to clone, and then I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to fill in your hair. And then, remember last time, my favorite thing is that patch tool or whatever. Go ahead and just kind of take some of these areas so it blends better. Turn back on the tiger. Do you see your hair, mister?
Nope.
I don't see it either. But I think we want to go a little lower with this face. I think we need to add a little more shadow. So I'm going to just go like this, do like a rough selection.
What are you going to do to my neck?
You'll see. Make selection. I'm going to do like a big feather on this, like 20 pixels. Hit D for default colors over here. Hit Option Delete to fill that space. I have it on its own layer. And then I'm going to hit Shift down on opacity once it's selected. Hit Command D to deselect. I'll probably take Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur to make it feel more real, kind of more like a, even softer and blurred. The shadows rarely are very hard edges, right? So there's.
Are we gonna make his? We forgot to make ice for me to melt with my ice.
Oh, you're right, with the lasers, ice for the lasers.
Yeah, we should do it after we do this.
So there's that. I kind of want to make it kind of orangey because I think that would make more sense because light is bouncing off your orange face. This may not work out, but let's try giving it a little bit of an orange hue. I don't know. I feel like if we take away the orange, that feels like a more natural color. I think so. I honestly think I need to actually add even another layer. Do brush. Make it bigger. Make a bigger brush. And it's going to be an even darker shadow right at the underneath the head.
What are you going to do to my neck? That's it?
I've made that. I command clicked on any layer. You can select what's in the layer. And I actually want to make that black. But I want to make it much less opacity. Well, not much less. Let's do like that. That should be quite a bit less. It's not so orange. The face isn't a glowing light, right? I don't even know if the orange is a great idea, but I think it works. I think the orange is an improvement. Makes it more realistic. But so it's a little darker right under the chin. And then you have the other shadow that's kind of less dark. I'd say we take both these, shift click on both those layers, bring them down a little bit. Oh, I have to hit V for the tool. So the shadow's even a little bit below the chin, a little more right here. Now if we add a little more texture to the chin on this top layer, on this layer mask on the top layer, which is the tiger face.
How can I really eat
it would feel even more realistic.
How can I eat you?
How can it eat you? In fact, we would add more shadow to the side of the face.
How can I eat you?
In fact, we're gonna shift click this.
How can I eat you?
Let's make a new layer. Add a layer mask to it.
How can I eat you?
So now that
How can I eat you?
with its teeth, man. So the face is all masked out already. So if I took a black brush on a layer above this, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the close bracket. Oh, I don't have brush. I do have brush selected. Is it just huge? Oh, shoot. How big is this brush right now? Is it just... Now it's small. I think I'm just having a little lagging because of all the stuff I'm doing. But like if I wanted to... Oh, shoot. What am I doing? This is the layer. This is the layer I want to put the shadow on. So let's say, like, see if I were to color, like over here. I'm just doing this quickly, and for some reason, I don't know if the video is picking up on the size of the brush, but for some reason I can't see the size of the brush or where it is. I'm just seeing the crosshatch in the middle. But let's say we had, like, shadow on this side of the face. Like I said, this is pretty quick and dirty, but let's say we wanted to kind of go with the contour of the face. And then we went, let's bring down the opacity. or even if we did, I mean, that kind of works to make it seem more shadowed, like over here it's more shadowed, over here it's more shadowed. We could add even more darkness here. In fact, we could try using the, this is the burn tool. This takes what you're on and it will actually
How do
make it.
tigers choose to eat you?
How do they choose?
Yeah.
They, well, they usually don't eat people. You don't usually have a lot of opportunity, I would think. See, the dodge tool is pretty cool because this is even a better way because it takes what's in the picture, kind of adds darkness to it, and it kind of feels more natural sometimes. But here's the thing. If you do it too much, see right here how it starts to look really bizarre? If you overdo the dodge tool, I mean the burn tool, the dodge tool is the one that makes it lighter. The burn tool makes it darker. If you overdo it, then it really starts to look very fake. And right here, see how it's kind of purplish? That's not good. We don't like that. That's overdoing the burn tool. But for now, we'll just call this a day. Add a little more here so it kind of blends. And the dodge tool makes it brighter. So if I went over here and made it real bright on this side.
We can make ice melt.
We'll have to do that another time. But I think that's probably good for today.
I want to do it like now.
No, sorry, buddy. Say goodbye.
No.
It's time for bed.